company, Pinnacle People Solutions, provides human resource services, advice, support, strategies, solutions, you name it, to regionally based small to medium-sized enterprises and not-for-profit organisations. We are here to help you and your business, not only through obviously what have been these challenging COVID-19 times, but all the time. So please ask any questions that you might have as we go along, and we will do our best to answer those. Outside of this, you can contact our team anytime via phone, email, Facebook. Details will be provided in the comments. If you want any information and more information about any of the matters that we raise in any of these broadcasts, just get in touch or please ask in the comments. So breaking news and big changes since last week, our last update being the 2nd of November. Very exciting to reflect that Victoria has recorded a 9th straight day of no new coronavirus cases and no deaths. And the Victorian State Government announced yesterday a lifting of public health restrictions from this evening, including the removal of the 25-kilometre travel limit and the metro regional border that's been in place in Victoria. So we'll get into that in a little bit more detail in a moment. And hospitality venues numbers have increased also, which we'll cover off. New South Wales and Queensland have both recorded no new cases of locally transmitted coronavirus. And in New South Wales, we had 3 new cases reported, but they were overseas passengers in hotel quarantine. And of course, in international news, we had Joe Biden defeated Donald Trump to claim the presidency in the US. Okay, so we will pop up the link for you to see details of current restrictions in New South Wales on the New South Wales Government website. So we'll pop that up for you in just a moment. And the good news for those who are looking to spend time with those in Victoria is that the New South Wales border will open to Victoria from 12:01 a.m. on the 23rd of November. Very, very exciting, especially for any of us that have friends and family in Victoria, but also, of course, for businesses who do that cross-border work. So fantastic news that that'll be happening on the 23rd of November. Of course, all the border restrictions that are currently in place remain in place until the 22nd of November. Okay, so let's have a look, and we'll give you also a link to the changes in restrictions in Victoria, but let's take a quick squeeze at that. So as I mentioned before, the 25-kilometre movement limit beyond your home in Victoria has been lifted from 11:59 p.m. last night, Sunday, the 8th of November. Victoria's Ring of Steel, as it's been known, which has been separating metro and regional Victoria, has been lifted, which will be great news for our Victorian colleagues. 2 people can visit your home. They don't need to be from the same household. Restaurants, hotels, cafes and bars will move to an indoor maximum of 40 with 10 people per space, and an outdoor maximum of 70 people with 1 person every 2 square metres. Gyms and fitness studios will open with a maximum of 20 people per space with 1 person per 8 square metres. Funerals will be able to be held indoors with a maximum of 20 mourners and with an outdoor maximum of 50 mourners. Faith gatherings will have an outdoor maximum of 50 people plus a faith leader, while there will be an indoor maximum of 20 people plus the faith leader. Hospital and aged care restrictions will be relaxed to allow a single household to visit once per day for up to 2 hours. Up to 20 people will be allowed to use indoor pools. Indoor community sport will be allowed for non-contact sports for those aged 18 years and under, 1 person per 8-metre square rule with a patron cap of 10 people per space and 20 per venue. Community spaces like libraries and RSLs and neighbourhood houses can have up to 20 people indoors with groups of up to 10. Indoor entertainment venues such as cinemas, galleries and music halls will be open with up to 20 people per space. Real estate inspections conducted for up to 10 people, excluding the property owners and residents and real estate agent. And accommodation is open, but each group booking restricted to only members of a single household or intimate partners, or only members of a single household plus 2 adults and their dependents. So also from the 22nd of November, so this is coming up, Melbournians will be allowed private gatherings of up to 10 people. Hospitality venues will be allowed to have up to 100 people indoors and 200 people outside. And gyms, cinemas and galleries will be allowed to have more people inside as well. It also, the restrictions relaxings that were announced yesterday in Victoria also mean that beauty clients will be able to remove their masks while receiving facials and other skin treatments from the 23rd of November. We've also heard from epidemiologist Professor Michael Toole from the Burnet Institute to say that it's likely that they would want to see 28 days of 0 coronavirus cases before Victoria's mask rule is changed in any way. That has not changed. So masks are still required as they have been to this point in time. Obviously, we're all hoping for borders to be open again in time for Christmas. And assuming that this does happen, we will all need to be really cautious, of course, about hygiene and social distancing over Christmas so as not to have another spike in cases come January. At any time, if you have COVID-19 symptoms, such as sore throat, shortness of breath, fever, etc., please get tested. In employment news, millions of Australians will be up to $47 a week better off as the government's early tax cuts kick in over the next week. And there is anticipated boost to the economy coming with that. So from the 16th of November, very importantly for all of our employers, we need to make sure that the tax cuts are passed on to our staff. So that's from the 16th of November. We'll remind you again next Monday, which is when it comes into effect, but just a forewarning, you need to have your payroll systems ready to pass on those tax cuts from the 16th of November. That will mean obviously these tax cuts were planned for mid-2022, but they were fast-tracked. And it has taken a period of time for businesses to update payroll systems, but it's really important that you make sure your payroll system is up to date and ready for those changes from next Monday, the 16th. The other major change that will happen is the extension for 1 year of the low and middle income tax offset that will provide up to $1,080 to be paid as a refund when someone completes their annual tax return after July 1 next year. So that's also, I'm sure, going to be welcome for a lot of people. All right, so just a quick reminder also that there were increases to the minimum wage for a second group of awards, which came into effect on the 1st of November. So we're now the 9th of November. I did remind everybody as well about this last week, but so in June, the Fair Work Commission announced a 1.75% increase to award wages. It's a long list. I'm not going to read them all, but the Group 2 awards, whose increases were due to start on the 1st of November, are in particular note, of course, of the Clerks Private Sector Award, the Horticultural Award, the Mining Industry Award, and the Pastoral Award. But you can get details of the full list of awards affected and the dates that apply to those increases in our latest newsletter, and we'll give you the location for that. And to get updates like this in your inbox as they happen, you can subscribe to our employer circular anytime, and I'd really encourage you to do that. Okay, so this has been a fairly short, sharp and to the point update this morning. We realise businesses are busy, so aim is to give you as much information as quickly as we can and all of the appropriate links in our chat screen to where you can go and get further information. So thank you so much for joining us today. If you have specific questions about your business or you would like us to help you out, please contact us via email, Facebook, phone, etc. for an obligation-free chat. And please join us for our Wednesday webinar this week at 5:30. We are back to our normal scheduling of our Wednesday webinars at 5:30 following Small Business Month. We will begin this week to explore the minefield that is flexibility and what to do if your staff want to continue working from home or request another type of flexible arrangement. This is something that we are being deluged by requests for at the moment from employers who really not sure what their obligations are or what their staff have in terms of entitlements around flexibility. So if you want to know the answer to that question, what are your obligations and staff entitlements? Tell your colleagues and tune in this Wednesday at 5:30 when we'll start to unpack that, that particular beast. In the meantime, please hug the people that you can. Wave cheerily at those that you yet can't. Stay safe. Stay socially distant, wash your hands, and we'll really look forward to seeing you for our Wednesday webinar on Wednesday at 5:30. Thanks so much.